Hi, this is Kashyap Bagewari. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video I am going to talk about AWS Global Infrastructure Basic Guideline. So in this video I am going to talk about what are the components includes in the AWS Global Infrastructure. So let's start with that agenda. So we are going to first see why cloud infrastructure matters. We will see AWS Global Infrastructure Map and the basic components of AWS Global Infrastructure like region, availability zone, edge locations, regional edge cache, and lastly, how to select right infrastructure. It is the some basic guideline. So now let's start with the first part, why cloud infrastructure matters. AWS is the cloud computing platform which is globally available. So it has to have a global network of infrastructure to run and manage its many growing cloud services that support customers around the world. So as you know, AWS is a cloud computing platform and it is globally available. So it infrastructure is also spans across the globe. If you are deploying services on AWS, you will want to have a clear understanding of each of these components, where they exactly deployed or stored, how they are linked, how it will be highly available, scalable, and reliable for you, and how you can use them within your solution to your maximum benefit. So you are new to AWS and you want to use your AWS account for different services. So you want to know, you should have basic understanding. Okay, I am going to use AWS for my application, for some storage, some deployment purpose, but where exactly they are going to store, where they are going exactly deployed, and how can I access it, how it will be available, how it will be scalable, and is it reliable, or how can I get the maximum benefit from these AWS services. So by using AWS cloud infrastructure, you, you will know about what is the exactly AWS global infrastructure. You will get clear idea about that, okay, where exactly your application is going to deploy and what all the components of the AWS global infrastructure. So let's start with the global infrastructure map. So you can see in this image, it is the world map, and all you can see the circles. These circles indicates the AWS regions. So AWS regions spread all over the world. So you can see it is in Asia Pacific, in Europe, in US, um, North America, South America, Africa, Australia. In almost all AWS regions are spread across the all over the world. So these circles are indicating the AWS region. So currently at this stage there are 24 regions available in all over the world, and three regions are upcoming. So you can see in this blue color, these are indicating the upcoming region. So three regions are coming new. It is in Indonesia, Japan, and Spain. So three regions are the upcoming regions, and currently there are 24 regions available. And you can see the numbers in these circles. This indicates the availability zone in each region. So these are, suppose in Mumbai there are three availability zone. So like that, each number indicates the availability zone in each region. So currently there are total 77 AZs are available, and 9 more AZs will be coming in the future. So there are 9 upcoming AZs and 3 upcoming regions. Okay, now we will see one by one the basic components of the AWS global infrastructure. First is the AWS region. What is exactly AWS region is? A region is a, geographical area. A region is a collection of data centers which are completely isolated from other regions in terms of physical location, power, network, etc. So, a region is nothing but a geographical area and it is the collection of data center. So, those data centers are completely isolated from the other region. AWS regions worldwide is important for workload data latency sensitive and need to be located near users in a particular geographic area. So why region is important? Because you want to serve your customers with the low latency. You want to give better latency to your customers, so you can deploy your application, you can provide services to your customer by using the nearest region for that according to your geographic area. So a region consists of more than two availability zones connected to each other through links. So each region consists of more than two edges. So there is no only one edge, there are two or more edges available in each region. So while accessing regions programmatically, you can use the region code. So for each region, there is some code is given by AWS. So while if using use region, suppose you are using AWS CLI command line interface, you want to include your region. So any service you want to use in a particular region, so you can use the code. So you can see here in this table, suppose for each region it is having a unique specific code. So suppose for US East and Virginia region, the code is US East 1. For US East Ohio region, the code is US East 2. For like that, for all each region there is a specific unique code is given by AWS, and you have to use that code while using your programmatically when you are using the region. So these codes are very important and it is unique, so you can use in your programs. So now, how can you select region from AWS console before starting the any service? So if you okay, now you want to use any service, suppose EC2 instance, you want to create your own EC2 instance, but for before you using any service, you have to choose region. So from where and how you can use your region? So you have to first sign into your AWS account, and you can see your AWS management console. So here in the top right part you can see here these are the regions available. So these are the total AWS region available in AWS infrastructure. So suppose you can see all the code here also. So you can select whatever region you want. Suppose I am selecting AWS Asia Pacific Mumbai region. So okay, now this is get selected and I can use Asia Pacific Mumbai region. You can see the selected region here. Okay, now moving to the next component of AWS global infrastructure, that is AWS availability zone or AWS AZ. An AZ is a logical data center in an AWS region. So each is AZ can span multiple data centers. No two zones share a data center. So region is consists of multiple AZ, and AZ is having multiple data centers. So no two zones share a same data center. In each AZ, there are multiple separately data centers are available. Each data center can have multiple servers, switches, load balancing, firewalls, etc. All AZs in an AWS region are interconnected with high bandwidth with low latency networking over fully redundant dedicated metro fiber providing high throughput low latency networking between availability zones. So each availability zone is interconnected with each other with high bandwidth and fully redundant, and there are dedicated metro fiber optic cable. So an availability zone is represented by a region code followed by a letter identifier. For example, US is 1A. For each region, there is a unique identifier for one AWS account. For example, US is 1A, US is 1B, US is 1C. So in the last slide, we saw that for each region having one specific unique code, like that AZ having also one specific code. So it is followed by the letter it is followed by the region. Suppose first is the US is 1, it is the region name, and like A is the indicating the availability zone. Like US is 1A, 1B, 1C. This means that in US is 1A, there are three availability zone. It is 1A, B and C. So how can you select AZ while creating EC2 instance from AWS console? So in that previous slide, I show you how can you select AWS region while using any AWS service. Now I am going to show how you can create select availability zone. So now first you have to select your AWS region from here. Okay, now you selected. Okay, I want to go with AWS Mumbai region. Now I want to select AWS availability zone. Suppose I want to create one EC2 instance. So I can launch this EC2 instance from here, EC2 console, and I want to use any specific availability zone. So I will select AWS, Amazon, Linux 2 instance. I will select that. I will I will select E2 micro instance, and I will click next. In this here, this is the number 3 configure instance. In this part, you can select your AZ. So you can you can see here it is AP South 1 is my code for my Mumbai region. So in Mumbai region there are three availability zones. So A, B and C. So I can see I can select any one from this AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C. I can select any specific AZ from here while creating my EC2 instance. Okay, now moving back to the slide. So here I draw some I am having some drawing that indicates what is exactly AWS infrastructure look like. So this outer line you can see it is the AWS region. So suppose in one region you can see there are multiple availability zones. So it is here you can see there are three availability zone, and in each availability zone there are multiple data centers. Here there are two data centers, here there are three. The number is not fixed, it may be it will be more than two, but okay, sometime it is 3, sometime 4 also. So in each availability zone there are multiple data center, and each availability zone is connected with the low latency resilient fiber optic connectivity. So for the purpose of high availability and for the redundancy, this is the very useful, and you can take a benefit from high availability and redundancy from this multiple AZ multi AZ instance. So suppose I want to give one example. Suppose you are using Amazon RDS. So you if you select multi AZ, so your database you are suppose using Microsoft MySQL DB. So in MySQL, you selected RDS multi AZ. So your data will be stored across the multiple availability zone. So in these data centers your data will going to store. So some suppose this is in one AZ, and it will synchronously replicate your data into another AZ also. So your data will be stored redundantly in another AZ. It will be secure, and you will never lose your data, and it will be high available. Okay, now moving to the next component of AWS infrastructure, that is AWS edge location. So edge locations are AWS sites deployed in major cities and highly populated area across the globe. So there are more than availability zones. Currently there are 205 edge locations are present. So while edge locations are not used to deploy your main infrastructure such as EC2 instances, EBS storage, VPCs, or RDS resources like AZs, they are used by AWS services such as AWS CloudFront and AWS Lambda at Edge to cache data and reduce latency for end users accessed by using the edge locations as a global content delivery network. So edge location is nothing like AZ or region. It is this edge location is specifically by using AWS CloudFront. So we will see more about edge location in the CloudFront. But for the basic fair idea, it is edge location is where your data will get cached. So as a result, edge locations are primarily used by end users who are accessing and using your services. So your users, your um, end users will going to use edge locations uh, for accessing your services. For example, you have hosted your website in Mumbai region and some of your users accesses your website from Singapore. Then this request would be redirected to the edge location closest to Singapore, where cache data can be read on your website with significantly low latency. So in this example, suppose you are having one website and it is deployed in the Mumbai region, but you are having some few customers or some user is accessing your website from Singapore region, and your website you enabled you are hosted sorry you are using AWS CloudFront. So your first time when you will you get request from your user, request will go to the Mumbai region, and from that Mumbai region your website static data or your content will get cached into the nearby edge location of your end user. So every time when your Singapore user when request your data, it will be served from the Singapore edge location, not from the Mumbai region. So it will be closed from your end user, your data is getting cached, so you will get significantly low latency and best performance. So I'm going to show here this image. In this image you can see the how many edge locations are available in the AWS global infrastructure. So in the blue color you can see these are the edge locations. It is spread all over the world, and in this purple color there are multiple edge location. So this indicates there are multiple edge location, and that circle is yellow color circle indicates that regional edge cache. So we will see in the next slide what is the regional edge cache. So you can see the edge locations are the more in the number. It is more than availability zone. There are total 205 edge locations available currently, and a total of 11 regional edge cache available in the AWS infrastructure. So moving to the next part, AWS regional edge cache. So what is it? Regional edge cache lies between CloudFront origin servers and the edge locations. A regional edge cache has a large cache that an individual edge location. Data is removed from the cache at the edge location while the data is retained at the regional edge cache. When the user requests the data, then data is no longer available at the edge location. Therefore, the edge location retrieves the cache data from the regional edge cache instead of origin servers that have high latency. So, suppose your user is uh, using your website, and your website having some with CloudFront you are cache some data. So you are set some TTL, time to live. Your data cache is get expired from the edge location, but in regional edge cache is it still available. So your server will not get the request will not go to your origin server. It can be redirect to the edge regional edge cache, and you can serve your user from the regional edge cache, and it having the more capacity than the edge location. So now we have completed the components of AWS global infrastructure. Now I want to give some tips and some tricks how you can select the right infrastructure for you. So first I want to tell about how you can select the right region. So you can select the right region near to your customers, near to your users. It will give you a low latency. So while selecting AWS region, you have to think about where your user exactly located in the world. So you can select the nearby location, nearby region, so you will get the benefit of low latency and best performance. For example, if an organization based in London was serving customers through Europe, there would be no logical sense to deploy services in the Sydney region simply due to latency response time for its customers. Instead, the company would select the region most appropriate for them and their customer base, which may be the London, Frankfurt, and Ireland region. Okay, now if suppose your customers mm, is based on London, so it is not a sense you will select Sydney or any other suppose Mumbai, Tokyo region. There is a not it is not be useful. It will give you high latency. Instead of you can select the region near to your customers like London, Frankfurt or Ireland, etc. So next step is how you can select the right AZ. So you can select uh, at least two AZ in a region. It helps you maintain high availability for your infrastructure, and it is recommended AWS best practice. So while using your any application, for your application you can select two AZs in a region, so you will get advantage of high availability. You can choose multiple regions as well to support your application and services to become available in case of entire region unavailable because of any natural disaster. So you can select multiple AZs, so your application will be high available and you will get redundancy. It will be more reliable and secure. So like that you can use multiple regions as well. So if in case of any natural disaster, if your whole region is get unavailable, in that case you can set the AWAD disaster recovery plan, and you can still your serve to your users from the another region. So it will be helpful by using your for your users the multiple regions. Not all AWS services are available in every region. This is consideration that must be taken into account when architecting your infrastructure. So you are going to create some application. So what all services you are going to use. So you need to first check all those services are available in that particular region you want to use. So in AWS all services are not available in all regions, so it may be later add, but at the current time when you are using you are creating your application, first check what and all services are available in your particular region. AWS services are classed into two types: global services and regional services. Global services are not tied to a specific region like IAM, Amazon CloudFront, etc. And regional services, you need to choose the specific region for your resources and must ensure that required services are available in that region. So some AWS services are global. For that you no need to choose any region. But some are the regional services. For those services you have to choose a specific region. So the list of services in that in the region available is constantly being updated as more and more services become available in the different region. So it is not means true for every time that suppose some specific service is not available in a specific region, in future it may be add. So you need to always check and update the which service are newly added in your particular region, so you can take benefit and you start utilizing those services. Okay, now I think that's it for this video. I think this information is useful for you. I hope you like this video, and uh, if you like, then please click on the like button. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.